we've had and still have this Chinese flotilla, but the way the media presents it is as if it's with their sinister tones and everything.
This is the kind of fear-mongering
Yes.
that our media's just pushed a button and it's wall to wall, as people would be familiar with.
And even then, if you look through the timeline of when we were informed, I mean, there were no meetings with the Prime Minister about it until much later that afternoon. So they obviously weren't too concerned about it because guess what? It was all within international law. This is the sort of thing that goes on all the time. But what the Chinese are doing here, and they don't normally do it though, is responding tit for tat to what we have done countless times.
For every 100 times we're up there, completely out of our domain, provoking China, claiming that we're protecting our trade routes, but of course the irony is we're protecting our trade with China, because that's our biggest trading partner, supposedly from China. But what we're actually doing, Elisa, is doing the bidding of the Americans up there. Mm-hmm. And we are doing that all the time. We are permanently there. What we call freedom of navigation is a lot more sinister than that. Our Navy is dropping these devices so that we can detect when China's submarines are trying to leave the shallow waters around China and go out into deep water in the ocean, where they can go down low and just disappear. Because that is China's nuclear deterrent. That they were the first to declare a no first use policy. There will only ever be retaliation, right? And that actually, experts have said, that action by the Chinese in 1964 contributed a lot to the peace that we've had since, where nuclear weapons have never actually been used. For the deterrent to work, the possible adversary, i.e. the Americans, will know that if they ever tried to mess with China, there are submarines where they don't know where they are will surface, fire missiles at them, and it will be mutually assured destruction. And so don't even think about it. But what the Americans want to do is, using us, detect when the submarines are leaving so their submarines can follow them. They sit behind them, ready to strike, so they can knock them out and take away China's deterrent, so they can hit China with nuclear weapons with impunity, which is a very, very dangerous policy. The other part of it, Elisa, HMAS Toowoomba sailed through the Taiwan Strait. The Taiwan Strait, between the island of Taiwan and mainland China, is not international waters. China says Taiwan is a part of China. Taiwan says Taiwan is a part of China. They just have a dispute over who's the legitimate government. That is not international waters. So there's no freedom of navigation through there. We sail through there to be incredibly provocative.